The UFC is full of so many amazing fighters, and everybody has their favorites. Everybody has their least favorites. But today, I'm going to be going through every division. I'm going to be giving you three unpopular opinions in every division about some of the top fighters in that division and my thoughts on them and some stuff that I don't think many people will agree with me on. But if you do agree with me, let me know down below. If you don't agree with me, let me know down below. But drop a like if you like this video idea, boys. I'm going to do some stuff like this more often, but I'm going to get straight into it at flyweight, okay? Number one. Brandon Moreno is overrated, bro, okay? First of all, the UFC is biased as fuck towards him, which just makes me, like, it's really, like, I like Brandon Moreno. He seems like a nice guy. Let me be clear on that, okay? Just get Obama, by the way. Let me be clear, alright? But look, Brandon Moreno seems like a nice guy, okay? I'm cool with the Legos. I don't care. But the UFC is so biased towards him. Like, I think that really affects a lot of his perception from the fans because on commentary, they're just all over him. Like, the quadrilogy, sorry, with Figueiredo. Everything he did, they're like, oh my god, Brandon Moreno looks so good. And then Figueiredo does something. It's like nothing even happened. You know what I mean? And I think another part of it as well is his fans are very easily offended. His fans are so easily triggered if you say anything besides like praising him as the best flyweight ever. And at the same time, it's weird. They shit on Figueiredo when he's the only reason that Moreno has his current like status. You know what I mean? Without Figueiredo taking him on 4 times, is he really like? Does he get treated that way? You know what I mean? And Figueiredo won 2 of them, bro. Figueiredo beat him twice. That first fight, if he doesn't lose points due to the groin shots and the eye pokes, then officially on the scorecards, then Figueiredo would have won that fight. And the third fight, Figueiredo won. I don't care what you say. Figueiredo won. He had more moments. He stole rounds with his knockdowns. He stole rounds with submission attempts. I'm sorry, bro. They're 2-2 in my opinion. So I don't want to see a fifth fight. Let me be clear on that. I get Obama again. But look, all I'm saying is my thought is Moreno's a bit overrated, and the UFC really shills for him. They really, really push him hard on commentary, and it makes it quite annoying for me. So I just got to be honest on that. I don't really like the way that Brandon Moreno gets treated by his fans and by the UFC, but that's my opinion, all right? Number 2, Manel Kape has the best chance to be UFC champion after Alejandro Pantoja. So Alejandro Pantoja, I think, will be the next UFC champion, and then I think Manel Kape will be his champion after him. I think he has a better chance than Nicolau. I think he has a better chance than like Brandon Royval, shit like that. I don't think a lot of people give him that credit when honestly he already fought Pantoja and he did better than Moreno did against him. So I think Manel Kape's a bit underrated, and I can definitely see him going on a run. He's just got that power. He's got that the all-around skill set as well now. It's all coming together for him in the UFC. He's really settled in. So I think Manel Kape has the best chance to be UFC champion after Pantoja does, okay? Last one, Muhammad Makhachev's overrated, bro. I think a lot of people are starting to catch on to this. He's kind of struggled in the UFC, bro. I don't know. He's already number 13. I think he's getting that push because he's got that sort of appeal to him. You know what I'm talking about. And I understand that, but I think Tim Elliott, and Amir Albazi gives him troubles in the UFC, honestly. So I think he's a bit overrated, honestly. And I think he's going to run into some real problems soon. So fuck off ad block. But yeah, that's my thoughts on flyweight. All right, moving on. Bantamweight division. All right, first off, Merab is overrated as fuck as this unbeatable grappling machine when he struggled badly. Like he should have got finished against out of prime Marlon Moraes. You know what I mean? This is not Marlon Moraes that knocked out Aljo. This is out of prime Marlon Moraes on a losing streak, and he basically finished Merab. And he struggled so bad with Jose Aldo. I don't understand why people are like, dude, Merab would beat Sean O'Malley. Dude, Merab's going to hold up the whole division. Dude, Merab is not that good, bro. He doesn't have the jiu-jitsu of Aljo. He doesn't have the wrestling of these other Russians in the UFC. If you look at his statistics, he's really not as dominant as people make him out to be. He barely takes people down. He just holds them against the fence. Honestly, I think Aljo would finish him if they fought. I think Aljo would finish him in 2 rounds if they fought, dude. Like, honestly, I think Merab is very overrated and people give him way too much credit when his fighting style is absolute shit, bro. And, dude, yeah, he's very overrated. I'm sick of the Merab, love that he gets. Like, even from people that hate him, they make him out to be this monster. Like, I know that he beat Jose Aldo. We're all mad about it, but he's not that good, okay, bro? Relax, all right? Moving on. Speaking of, Chito Vera. Dude, Chito Vera, I don't know. I just don't like Chito. He talks way too much for a guy who was legitimately losing 2 rounds to Frankie Edgar in 2021. Like, why does no one talk about that? He was losing to Frankie Edgar. He was getting touched up by Dominic Cruz, and he won off knockdowns. Like, his style is just stealing rounds off knockdown. Similar to Figueiredo, really. Like, you can say that, like, people shit on Figueiredo, but they love Cheeto when his style is basically the same. He just loses until he knocks you down, and then he's all of a sudden winning. Honestly, I think Corey Sandhagen beats him. I think Aljo beats him. I think Sean O'Malley beats him. And over a 3-rounder, they make it look easy. So, I'm sorry. I just don't see it with Cheeto. I just don't like it. Especially how much he talks, bro. You know, he's good at bantamweight, but, man, you lost to Song Yudong, alright? Relax. Slow your roll. Last one. Sean O'Malley's the best striker at bantamweight. I don't care what you have to say. He's the best striker at bantamweight. He's got a mixture. He's got enough of the mixture of all the best strikers at bantamweight. He's not as technical as Corey. He's not as good as Corey, okay, in terms of technique. But he has more power than Corey. He has more power than Jan, and he's better technically than guys like Cheeto, who gets credit. But Sean O'Malley, I think Sean O'Malley's the best striker at bantamweight. I really do. So I think he will definitely end up as the UFC champion, in my opinion. So that's my picks for bantamweight. I'm going to move on to featherweight now. Josh Emmett is underrated, and I'm sick of it. I don't understand why, dude. Josh Emmett, he beats most guys at featherweight. He did better against Calvin Kattar than fucking Arnold Allen would have over 5 rounds, and I'll get to that in a second. But honestly, I think Josh Emmett is underrated. Like, he's fought tougher guys than guys like Arnold Allen. Has a better resume than like Yair Rodriguez. He deserves the interim title shot way more than Yair does. I honestly think he would finish Brian Ortega, and I honestly think he would have a good chance against Ilia Topuria, just because of his build and his style. I know no one wants to hear that, but I actually think Josh Emmett will probably do the best against Ilia Topuria besides Volkanovski right now at the top of featherweight, and Max Holloway obviously. But even then, I think Josh Emmett is super underrated in that aspect. Okay, moving on. Arnold Allen. Why is this guy treated like he's the #1 contender? Why did they think this guy deserves it more than Yair Rodriguez and fucking Josh Emmett? At least Josh Emmett has like an actual win over Calvin Kattar, dude. Look, Arnold Allen's resume is not that good, okay? Arnold Allen is not that deserving a title shot. Yes, he's on a win streak. That is impressive, okay? It's not easy to go on a win streak. But let's just read out some opponents here that he's beaten before he won, quote-unquote, against Calvin Kattar. Dan Hooker, who had a terrible weight cut and took the fight on, I think, quite short notice. But, again, terrible weight cut against Dan Hooker, who looks like shit right now, bro. Like, I love Dan Hooker, but is this really prime Dan Hooker? No. Sadiq Youssef barely won that fight. That's a good win, though. Right now, that's the only ranked win he has. Nick Lentz. Gilbert Melendez in 2019. And this is the guy that's gonna beat fucking Volkanovski. Okay, dude. So, look, Arnold Allen's resume is not that good. I feel like people just see the win streak and it's like, dude, you have, like, come on, man. I honestly think Calvin Kattar would have beat him over a fine round decision if he didn't get injured, because Allen's cardio always like, he always loses his cardio later in the fight, and he always breaks his hand. So I feel like Calvin Kattar would have beat him over a 5-round decision, and I don't think a lot of people want to accept that fact. So, last one, Max Holloway. I honestly think right now Yair Rodriguez and Ilia Topuria and even Josh Emmett would have a decent chance to beat Max Holloway after that Volk beatdown that he got. I honestly think that. I think he gets hit way too much, man, and I think the power punches at featherweight would do him bad. So I'm gonna move on to the lightweight division now. Okay. Lightweight division. Michael Chandler could have beat Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje if he actually had a game plan. I truly believe Michael Chandler could have beaten both of them if he had an actual game plan. He just loses it in fights, and I actually think, like, skill for skill and like, fucking, he's just faster than them. He showed he has the power to hurt them really badly. I think Michael Chandler could have beaten Gaethje quite easily if he's just stuck to a game plan, if he was a bit more patient. And I honestly think he could have beat Dustin Poirier because he had so many moments against him. So I honestly think Michael Chandler could have beat both of those guys if he actually stuck to a game plan. So that's just more fake legacy for those guys, in my opinion. Speaking of Justin Gaethje, I think Justin Gaethje beats most guys ranked below him. Still, I still think he does. I think people just don't like Justin Gaethje, and I get that. I don't really like Justin Gaethje either. He's a bit of a fucking douche. But honestly, I think Justin Gaethje still beats most guys ranked below him. I think he has a way better chance against Fiziev than people are giving him. I think he beats Dan Hooker quite badly. I think he beats Drew Dober. I think he beats Jalen Turner. I could see him beating fucking Gamrot as well. So I don't really know why people are acting like Justin Gaethje is like washed, because like they want to hype up Charles Oliveira as this GOAT, but then at the same time they act like Gaethje is fucking terrible. But I don't know. I think Gaethje actually has a good chance against Fiziev, and I think he beats most guys ranked below him still. People just don't like him, so they hate on him. But I understand, but I have to just say, skill for skill, I think he beats most guys ranked below him still. So moving on, last one. Beneil Dariush has the best chance to beat Islam Makhachev. I'm gonna keep saying it. He has the best skills to beat Islam Makhachev. Dude, he's bigger than fucking Charles Oliveira. He has a better chance than Charles Oliveira, by the way. I think 10 out of 10 times, Beneil Dariush has a better chance than Charles Oliveira against Islam. I really believe that, okay? He's bigger than Charles. He can scramble better off being taken down. Charles Oliveira lays in his guard. He tries to throw up submissions. That's good. Beneil Dariush is way better at actually getting back up off being taken down and getting off his back and ending up on top, okay? He has more power than Charles Oliveira. He's better technically on the feet. He doesn't get hit or dropped as much. He also has the skills to beat Charles, in my opinion. He showed an ability to kind of neutralize jiu-jitsu enough to win a decision against Tony, against Carlos Ferreira, who's also got very dangerous jiu-jitsu. Against Mateus Gamrot as well, he completely out-scrambled him. He dropped him so bad. So I think Beneil Dariush is going to beat Charles Oliveira if they fight, and I think he actually has a good chance to beat Islam as well. I'm going to keep saying that because I truly believe that, and I think people are going to be surprised when they see them fight if they do. So that's my lightweight pick. I'm going to move on to welterweight now. Kamaru Usman's record is a bit padded, in my opinion. Now, what do I mean by that? I think his title run is quite impressive, but at the same time, he fought Colby twice. He fought Masvidal twice, which both times I don't think he should have fought Masvidal. I don't think Masvidal deserved it either time, which is 2 free title defenses there, basically. And he didn't finish him on short notice on Fight Island, which just is like, what the fuck, bro? When you look at how Colby did him and how fucking, how he did him the second time. But look, I feel like that made it easier for him to defend the belt, having figured out both those guys already. He figured out Masvidal in the first one, he figured out Colby in the first one, and he was just able to beat both those guys. Plus, you've got the steroid accusations as well, which makes it kind of hard for me to be like, wow, dude, Kamaru Usman's like one of the GOATs, you know what I mean? I still think he's one of the best welterweights of all time, but I think people really hyped him up for those wins, despite the fact that 4 of his title defenses are against 2 people. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, GSP fought everybody and then was like, oh, okay, you want a rematch? Sure, let's do it. Oh, okay, you beat me? Alright, let's fight again. You know what I mean? It's just different, bro. And then when he fought Leon Edwards, which was a real challenger that really deserved it, Leon Edwards gassed out due to the altitude at fucking Salt Lake City. I don't care what you say. That's real. Look at everyone on the card, okay? Everyone gassed out. Leon Edwards gassed out as well. Kamaru Usman trains at elevation, so that's why he didn't gas out. Okay, plus he's probably on that EPO, you know what I'm saying, bruh? But look, Leon Edwards gassed out due to the altitude, still fucking finished him, and he was outstriking him whenever he was actually pushing forward and being aggressive. So I think, yeah, his record is a bit padded, his legacy is a bit padded, but still a great welterweight. I'm not shitting on him. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, but it's not like Adesanya levels of fake legacy. But I'm just saying, 4 title defenses against 2 people. Hey, you tell me if that's GOAT shit, okay? Speaking of GOAT, Belal Muhammad, the GOAT, the real GOAT. Belal Muhammad beats Gilbert Burns and Colby Covington right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, dude. Colby Covington's inactive as fuck. He's wasted his prime. And Gilbert Burns. So they both fought Wonderboy, right? Gilbert Burns has more power than Belal Muhammad. I'd say people think he's a better striker than Belal Muhammad. He has better jiu-jitsu than Belal Muhammad, right? He is quicker than Belal Muhammad. He's more dangerous. How did they go against Wonderboy? Belal Muhammad fucking dominated Wonderboy, smashed him, okay? Smashed Vicente Luque. And Gilbert Burns struggled so bad with Wonderboy, dude, despite having all of those advantages. I think Belal Muhammad shuts down Gilbert Burns' grappling, and I think he's able to keep a pace with Colby, and I think he's able to stop takedowns for Colby Covington and find a decision over him. I honestly think Belal Muhammad beats both those guys right now, just because Colby's inactive, and Gilbert Burns, has all these skills, but he struggled with Wonderboy, and Belal fucking dominated him. And Belal's on a good run, so I think momentum and all his skill set right now all coming together, I think Belal honestly beats both of those guys. So fight me about it. I don't care, bro. All right. Speaking of, Kevin Holland's overrated, bro. Speaking of Wonderboy, see that transition? Kevin Holland's overrated, bro. I'm sorry. I know we all like Kevin Holland. I love Kevin Holland. Okay. I'll be the first to tell you I love Kevin Holland. I don't care. But dude, he is so overrated, bro. The fact that people are talking about his next fight, they're like, oh, who should he fight? Maybe Vicente Luque, or maybe Li Jingliang. He does not deserve a ranked opponent. I'm sorry, I don't care how cool the guy is. He relies on his length, his size, and his frame. His technique is terrible. Okay, his takedown defense is terrible. He'd struggle to beat even the lowest ranked opponents at welterweight, in my opinion. I think he would struggle with like Michel Pereira, like Vicente Luque, like, you know what I mean? Guys like that. I really do. I just think like losing that bad to Wonderboy at this point right now. Even though I picked Wonderboy, you know, I'm the goat on those picks right now. 70% success rate on picks right now in the channel's history. I'm just saying. I just think Kevin Holland's mad overrated, bro. And yeah, speaking of, I'm gonna move on to middleweight. I am sick of seeing it in my comment section. People genuinely think Marvin Vettori could beat Alex Pereira. I'm sorry. Marvin Vettori will never beat Alex Pereira, dude. Okay? Not only is he not getting a title shot anytime soon, but dude, people are saying, oh, bro, he's just going to run across. He's going to take down Alex Pereira and submit him. Yeah? Yeah, is he? Who is he submitted in the... Who is he submitted that's ranked in the UFC? Who? Name people that he submitted in the UFC. Carl Roberson. Carl fucking Roberson? Really, bro? You think Marvin Vettori can fucking submit Alex Pereira? He could barely take down Izzy. He couldn't finish Kevin Holland at his most unprepared. Kevin Holland took that fight on like a week's notice. He could not fucking finish Kevin Holland. He had 5 rounds, dude. Kevin Holland has some of the worst takedown defense in the UFC. And dude, Marvin Vettori's striking is so basic and low level that if, hypothetically, right, he gets this title shot that people think he's going to get, that he won't get, okay? And he tries to spam wrestling, which people think is so easy against Alex Pereira, right? You know that Alex Pereira trains with Glover Teixeira, right? Like, you know that he's basically a light heavyweight, right? I feel like Pereira would just be so big and so strong that he could defend it with a whole camp to prepare for it. And on the feet, Marvin Vettori has literally nothing for Alex Pereira. I'm so sick of people saying this dude could beat Alex Pereira. I'm sorry, Alex Pereira is not that bad. I'm sorry, dude. You need actual skills to beat Alex Pereira, dude. He got taken down by Izzy in that 3rd round because he was trying to take down Izzy and he got swept. Go watch the fight. In the words of Adesanya, go watch the fight. Do your job. Okay? He did not take down Alex Pereira, dude. He countered a takedown. Alex Pereira took down Izzy way easier than fucking Marvin Vettori did. He took him down in the 1st round. He caught him off a kick. That was a good takedown. But after that, his only highlight in that fight is a fucking rear naked choke that wasn't anywhere close. If you actually train jiu-jitsu, you watch that and you were like, there's nothing there. Dude, Marvin Vettori is not submitting fucking anyone in the rankings, bro. And he's not submitting Alex Pereira. I'm sick of this shit, dude. Alright, moving on. Speaking of, Israel Adesanya. I think Alex Pereira and Robert Whittaker are better strikers than Adesanya. I think they're better than Adesanya on the feet. But Adesanya's skill set, combined with his reach and his physical attributes, makes him able to beat a guy like Whittaker. You know what I mean? But honestly, if you look at how Whittaker beat all of his opponents that Adesanya has also fought, he looks much more dominant. And I'm going to say this, okay? I'm going to say this. I know Izzy fans wouldn't agree with this, but I honestly think people who actually watch the sport, like actually know. Israel Adesanya would have never fucking finished Sean Strickland like that. I genuinely don't think he would have finished Sean Strickland in the 1st round. I think he would have at least got him round 2 or round 3. I genuinely do not think he has the same power that Pereira does to finish Sean Strickland in 1 round. I really don't. I think he would overcomplicate it for himself. Am I crazy that would probably go to a decision? Or like a late finish for Adesanya? I don't know. You tell me. That's what I think, okay? Last one. Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa's overrated as fuck, dude. Dude, I know he's funny. I love Paulo Costa. We all like Paulo Costa, okay? Where's this knockout power that everyone's like so afraid of? You couldn't knock out Luke Rockhold. You were getting outstruck by old, barely trying, gassed out of his mind Luke Rockhold anytime he actually tried. I mean, all I have to say is look at Izzy's performance against Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori, right? Who else? You know, Brad Tavares. All these guys that people consider lower than Paulo Costa. And then look at Paulo Costa's performance. And he got finished. Like, you got finished in 2 rounds dominantly by Adesanya, bro. And this guy's one of the best middleweights? No fucking way, bro. Alright. Alright, man. Yeah. Middleweight pisses me off, bro. Like... Moving on to light heavyweight, I'm going to be the one to say this after UFC 283. As a huge Glover Teixeira fan, Glover Teixeira was not washed, bro. There was not that much of a difference between this performance and against Yuri Prohaska. The only difference was the opponent, okay? You have to give Jamahal Hill his credit, okay? It's so UFC fans always do this, bro. Everyone was saying, oh, Glover Teixeira, look, he's going to win. I feel like Glover Teixeira's going to win. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Even though Jamahal Hill was the favorite, I feel like the sentiment more online was, why is Teixeira the underdog? I feel like Teixeira's going to win. Teixeira did well against Yuri. He could beat most of these guys. And now he's lost. Oh, dude, Teixeira was washed, bro. Jamahal Hill beat up an old man, dude. Teixeira looked like shit. Dude, Teixeira literally, the reason that he couldn't get his grappling going like he did against everyone else that dropped him, he did not get just dropped. It wasn't a flash knockdown like against Santos or Cutelaba or Robertson. It was like finishing sequence level damage. Even Yuri Prohaska didn't do that type of damage to him, okay? He took way more damage against Jamahal Hill. Jamahal Hill beat him up so bad that he just could not do anything. Even when he ended up in mount. Dude, I guarantee you his head was just fucking empty at that point, dude. Like, people just need to give Jamahal his credit. He completely shut down his game. He hurt him so bad that just Glover could not do anything, dude. That's what it was. I really don't think it was washed. I don't think he was washed. I don't think he took too much damage in that Yuri fight to where he couldn't fight. That was in June last year, bro. That was in fucking June, dude. I was in May or June, bro. I don't know. I was like I think it was June. Yeah, it was June. That was June last year, bro. And he hasn't fought since, dude. I understand he's had 2 training camps, but man, you just need to give Jamahal Hill his credit. That's what I'm saying. Jamahal Hill deserves more respect, okay? Moving on. Magomed Ankalaev. I think he's overrated. I think Blachowicz would have beat him if it was a 3-round fight. If Yuri Prohaska never pulls out of that title fight, I think Jan Blachowicz beats Magomed Ankalaev. And I think in a 3-round fight, he still has a decent chance to beat Magomed Ankalaev right now. Dude, you lost to Paul Craig, bro. So I don't know why people are like, oh, Magomed's next champ incoming. Sorry, bro. I just don't see it, dude. So I'd have nothing else to say. I just don't see it. I think Jan Blachowicz would have beat him if it was a 3-round fight. So moving on. Ryan Spann. I'm sick of Ryan Spann. He's so over it. Dude, you lost to Sam Alvey, bro. Like, you borderline lost to Sam Alvey. Okay? I feel like this guy just talks way too much for a guy who borderline lost to Sam Alvey, and you got finished by one of the worst performances of Johnny Walker I've ever seen. Like, Johnny Walker looked legitimately terrible against Ryan Spann, and he finished him in a round. So I just think Ryan Spann is just not that guy, and yeah, I don't see it with Ryan Spann. You know, that's just proof of light heavyweight. The fact that this guy's like the next up and coming guy at light heavyweight, and I just think he's not that good. So again, you borderline lost to Sam Alvey, and you got finished by one of the worst performances of Johnny Walker's career. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna move on now. Last one, heavyweight. I said it once, I'm gonna say it again, dude. I don't care what you think. Curtis Blaydes takes down Sergey Pavlovich and finishes him inside 2 rounds. Go watch the Overeem and Pavlovich fight, bro, and try and tell me that Pavlovich legitimately can stop Curtis Blaydes from grappling him. I know he got knocked out by Derek Lewis. I fucking know, okay? Most people got knocked out by Derek Lewis. Do you think legitimately skill for skill Derek Lewis is better than Volkov? No, I don't think you do. So why do people want to hold that over Curtis Blaydes and act like Lewis is better than him? When everyone fucking knows that watch that fight that Curtis Blaydes is a better fighter than Derek Lewis. Like, if you watch that fight, he wasn't just grappling him. He was outstriking him badly. Like, Derek Lewis was complaining the whole fight about eye pokes trying to get out of it. Like, he was so demoralized like he was against fucking Cyril Gane. Like, when he was complaining that whole fight and he threw nothing. The only difference is Curtis Blaydes shot a bad takedown and got caught. He zigged when he should have zagged. People don't think Leon Edwards is better than Kamaru Usman when he got knocked out at the end of that fight. So why do people think Derek Lewis is better than Curtis Blaydes? Why do people think Sergey Pavlovich is better than Curtis Blaydes when he's beat fucking barely anyone compared to the people that Curtis Blaydes has been? Curtis Blaydes beat Volkov, you know what I mean? Fucking beat Overeem when he was ranked number 2. Like, dude, I don't know, man. I think Curtis Blaydes takes down Sergey Pavlovich and finishes him in 2 rounds with ground and pound. I really hope they fight so that can happen. I can just be like, I fucking told you, dude. Because I just don't see it with Pavlovich, bro. He's had such easy matchups for himself. Like, of course he's going to finish Derek Lewis in fucking Texas in 1 round when he's a quicker, younger, longer-reached fighter with power. You know what I mean? And same with Tuivasa, who's a brawler as well. They're both 2 brawlers that get hit way too much, dude. I think Curtis Blaydes would just avoid that shit, take him down. I think Aspinall would take him down. You know what I mean? I think Cyril Gane would avoid that power, so I really don't see the hype with Sergey Pavlovich. He's had good wins, but I mean, circumstantially good wins in my opinion. I think Curtis Blaydes beats him quite easily. Okay, moving on. Tom Aspinall. I think this is a kind of a crazier one, okay? I think Tom Aspinall beats Cyril Gane if he comes back healthy, if he comes back fully recovered. I think Tom Aspinall has the skills to beat Cyril Gane and Sergey Pavlovich if he comes back fully healthy. So that's my unpopular opinion. I think Tom Aspinall really does have a good chance to be heavyweight champ with his skill set. I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting about that because of that injury, but I don't know, man. I think Blaydes is a bad matchup for him. You know what I mean? I think Jones is a bad matchup for him, but otherwise, I think the rest of the guys at the top are actually quite good matchups for Tom Aspinall. So that's my thoughts, okay? Last one. Stipe Miocic belongs on the pound for pound list. If John Jones is there, I'm sorry, bro. I know he lost. I don't care. Who has John Jones beat in the last fucking 3 years? Anthony Smith. Alexander Gustafsson, dude. Thiago Santos. Bailey. Dominic Reyes lost that fight. And he's on the fucking pound for pound list. But Stipe isn't. When he only lost to Ngannou. He beat DC when he was pound for pound #1. Dude, again, who has John Jones beat in the last 3 fucking years? He hasn't even fought, bro. In the past 5 years, who has he beat? Compared to who Stipe's beat in the last 5 years. I'm sorry, dude. It's not... The level of competition is just not the same. And Stipe's been less inactive than Jones. Stipe fought more recently than Jones. So I don't understand why he's not in the pound for pound list. I think he belongs there if John Jones is there. That's my unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people kind of sleep on Stipe. But yeah, give me your thoughts down below, boys. Am I right? Am I wrong? Comment your thoughts. Comment your unpopular opinions down below. Drop a like. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Go follow me on Instagram at Bedtime MMA, boys. I'll see you tomorrow in a new video. Alright, goodbye.